Wisconsin releases $125 million for PFAS cleanup. Governor Tony Evers signed two bipartisan bills on April 6 to release more than $125 million in PFAS remediation funding that had sat unspent in Madison for over 1,000 days. The signing ended a standoff that stretched across 3 years, 2 legislative sessions, and 1 gubernatorial veto. And it came with a detail that communities in the contamination zone need to understand. The money is released, but the grants won't be available until summer or fall 2026 at the earliest. The funding was first set aside in Wisconsin's 2023-25 state budget. While it sat idle, it earned interest, so the actual amount now available has grown to $133.5 million, according to the Legislative Fiscal Bureau. The delay stemmed largely from a dispute over DNR enforcement authority. Evers vetoed an earlier Republican bill in 2024, arguing it limited the agency's ability to hold polluters accountable. The legislation signed this week, which passed both chambers unanimously, represents a compromise that preserved stronger DNR authority while also providing landowner protections that Republican lawmakers had prioritized. The two bills divide the work differently. Assembly Bill 130 controls the funding structure. Assembly Bill 131 creates the new programs through which that funding moves. Together, they direct roughly $80 million to a community grant program for municipal testing and treatment, $35 million to an expanded well compensation grant program that extends eligibility to homeowners, businesses, schools, and childcare providers, and additional support for emergency bottled water distribution and PFAS research. The DNR will also receive 10 new positions and $1.3 million to manage the programs. The agency has said it will prioritize private well sampling, schools, childcare facilities, and biosolids as it stands up those programs, a sequencing that reflects where uncontrolled exposure risk is most concentrated. Several Wisconsin communities have been waiting for this money for years. Residents of the town of Campbell, near La Crosse, have relied on bottled water since 2021 after PFAS contamination was found in their wells. Marinette, the town of Stella, near Rhinelander, and French Island, near La Crosse, have all been managing contamination from decades of firefighting foam use. The bill signing happened to coincide with Evers visiting Campbell the following day. The funding release also arrives alongside a significant regulatory change. Wisconsin recently lowered its PFAS drinking water standard from 70 parts per trillion to 4 ppt for certain compounds, aligning with federal thresholds. That shift means the pool of communities considered out of compliance and potentially eligible for remediation funding has expanded considerably. At the same time, the money is becoming available. What Wisconsin's experience illustrates more broadly is how the gap between appropriated funding and deployable funding can stretch well past what communities dealing with active contamination can absorb. The dollars were there. The political framework to spend them wasn't until now. You've been listening to Sustainability Soundbites by Environment and Energy Leader. For partnership opportunities, please reach out to our team.